Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, we're going through Exodus right now, and we're in the section now where we're talking about the tabernacle. The tabernacle, you can see, it's pictured here. This is the whole tabernacle complex. Okay, so you've got the curtains out here, all this in here. What we're talking about more today, we're starting in here in the Holy of Holies area. And what it is, and this picture here is looking into this tent down this way. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea. Looking down at this is empty, and I just put the ark in there today. So this is the ark there. It's very small. Another picture of it. Again, we're going through this book, Seeing Christ in the Tabernacle. This here, it would be a better picture of that ark. Okay, so we're going to be starting today with reading Exodus 25 verses 10 through 16, and this is the tabernacle part 2, the ark, and we're going to have like a whole bunch of parts to this whole tabernacle and talk about each thing and really how it points to Jesus. Okay, so let's read here Exodus 25 10 through 16. I'm reading today also not out of the NIV because the NIV likes to use cubits, and cubits is like from the hand to the elbow, right here, I believe. And so we don't use that today, so it's not very familiar to us. And so when someone says, it's 2 cubits long or whatever, we don't have an idea of that. Where the Christian Standard Version takes and translates that into our units of measurement, so that it's more helpful for me to know. It's in how many feet or whatever. Even if it was meters, it'd be better than cubits. But anyway, let's read here today. It says this. This is verse 10. They are to make an ark of acacia wood, 45 inches long, 27 inches wide, and 27 inches high. Okay, so 45, that's 3 foot 3 inches shy of 4 foot. Okay, so it's not that long. If I have, this is, you can't see the end of the tape measure here. Well, this is one end and this is the other end. So 4 foot from the ground, it's that high. So not that long. Okay, 45 inches long and 27 inches wide and 27 inches high. Okay, so 27 inches is right here. So I don't know, that still doesn't help you much, but it's not that wide. It's from there to there. That's how wide it is, and that's how tall it is. So if I put it on the ground, the desk that I'm sitting at is taller than that. All right, so it's not that big of a box. Now it's made of acacia wood. And this wood is known as a really hard wood. It's like, they thought it was like pretty much indestructible. And so it's, the tree I think only grew about 25 feet high or so. But it was a really hard wood that was like insect repellent and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's why that wood was chosen here. So they had that wood, and I just gave you the dimensions. Overlay it with pure gold. Overlay it both the inside and the outside. Okay, so not just the box is not just out gold plated. The inside is also gold plated. Also make gold moldings all around it. Cast 4 gold rings for it and place them on its 4 feet. 2 gold rings on one side and 2 rings on the other side. Make poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Insert the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark in order to carry the ark with them. The poles are to remain in the rings of the ark. They must not be removed from it. Put the tablets of the testimony that I will give you into the ark. And then it says, then we're going to get into the mercy seat. We're getting into that tomorrow. The mercy seat is the top portion. The ark is this bottom portion here. The mercy seat is what's on top, okay, with the cherubims and stuff on it. So I gave you the dimensions already, and then it had these poles that you put through, And here's again the picture with the poles in it. The poles were there so the priest could carry it without actually touching the ark, because you weren't supposed to even touch the ark. And so that's what they did, was they put the poles through, and then you were carrying the poles. And the ark had rings on it. You put those poles through, and those were made with Astia wood also, and overlaid with gold. So everything was gold plated with this thing, not bronze or anything, but gold. Okay, and then you put the tablets of the testimony in it, which is the 10 Commandments. So let me go back to this book here. How this represents Jesus is this way. You have the wood, which symbolized man. Okay, and that symbolized, so Jesus was fully man. So you had the wood, which symbolized man. You have the gold plating that goes on it, and that symbolizes divine. That symbolizes God. So you had those two merged together. You had that hard wood, which symbolized man, and then you had the gold, which symbolized God, into one person. Okay, and fully man, fully God, and that's Jesus. And so that's what that all symbolizes. That ark, like that, being made of wood but gold plated like that, symbolized Jesus being fully God and fully man. Okay, not 50-50, but 100 and 100%. All right. So now let me talk about the things that were placed in that ark. 3 things were put in there. The tablets of stone, also called the testimony, which are the 10 Commandments. Okay, that represents God's law. That was put in there. Okay. Then you have there's a pot of manna, and it was a gold pot that was put in there. That typifies the bread of life. Jesus is the bread of life. Okay, when that manna came to the Israelites, it was life to them. Okay, it was amazing the amount of manna. If you read through that, we read through it a while back. You read through that, and it's amazing the amount of manna that was distributed daily, and that was their life, was that manna. So it typifies Jesus being the bread of life. Okay. The last thing that was put in there was Aaron's rod that budded. So there was a time where Aaron's rod budded like that. Well, they put that in there too. That depicts resurrection. That rod was dead. There was no life in it, but then it budded, and so that represents resurrection. Just like Jesus was dead, but then he was resurrected. Okay, so all those things are put in there into the ark. But what I'm going to conclude with here today is this: that ark being made of wood and then made of gold like that, 100% wood, 100% man, was into one thing like that, the ark, which typified Jesus. I'm 100% man, but I am no percent God. Okay, there's no one else ever that was 100% God and 100% man. Okay, you're either a God or man, but you're not 100% of both. And that's what Jesus was. That's what sets him apart. So that is the ark. Join us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the mercy seat, which actually goes on it. This is such an interesting thing to see all this stuff that didn't make sense much before. But once you start looking at it and see how God had this all planned out, and then how it really points to Jesus, it's an amazing thing. Thanks for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Exodus. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.